Don't look now, but RB1, he just entered the transfer portal. Makai Hughes, after back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with Tulane, is leaving New Orleans and looking for his next destination. And yes, every school in America should be going after him, including multiple programs in the SEC. So who best fits for the Birmingham native? Let's break it all down. Welcome on into SEC Unfiltered. It's Cole Thompson here. Make sure that you like the video, hit the ring notification down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel because we talk college football every single day. Download the podcast version of the show wherever you get your podcast listening systems. Follow us on the socials, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at SEC Unfiltered. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson and check out all of our great work found at secunfiltered.com. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at GameTime. Download the GameTime app and use the promo code SECU at sign up for $20 off your first purchase. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just for college football either. It's for college basketball. It's for the NBA. It's for your favorite concert. You got your favorite comedian coming to town. Go to GameTime. Download the GameTime app. Promo code SECU, $20 off on us. Makai Hughes is the definition of consistency. And I'll tell you what, if you're in need of a north to south runner with a guy who has home run speed, this is the player you're looking for. Over 3,000 total yards from scrimmage over the last 2 years. On top of that, last season finished top 10 in rushing, 1,400 plus yards, 17 total touchdowns, and was the backbone of the team that made it to the AAC championship. Hughes can do it all. And keep in mind, he's got 2 more years of eligibility. He's a playmaker. He's got great hands. He's got exceptional vision. And if you get him in space, watch out. He is off to the races. Every single team in America should be going after a guy like Makai Hughes, whether it be as a change of pace running back, whether it be as the bell cow bruiser, whether it be as somebody that you think could be a difference maker to hurt an opposing team rather than help your team. And in the SEC, it makes no difference. So who are the teams that should be going after him? Number 1, Ole Miss. Death, taxes, Lane Kiffin, proven commodity, getting the best out of G5 players, getting to the next level. It's always proven that way. They want to be a more balanced rushing attack next year. And keep in mind, they're going to have to replace the production lost the running back position, whether it be to the transfer portal, whether it be to graduation. They have to get a Quinshawn Junkins-esque type player. And Makai Hughes can be that guy. Lane Kiffin has seen him up close and in person, what he provides out of the backfield when they faced off against Tulane in 2023. And if you put him in the backfield along with Austin Simmons, it takes pressure off of your quarterback to have to be the go-to guy in year one, the difference maker, the X factor. Hughes can fit in an SEC offense. And with the offensive line that they're currently building out in Oxford, it's hard not to imagine this dude, 1,000 yards, 1,200, plus you throw in maybe an extra 300 or 400 receiving yards. Ole Miss is right back in the conversation about being a college football playoff threat, especially when you look at the urgent of consistency at the transfer portal spot. Let's talk about another team that knows how to get some transfer portal players in. It's Missouri. Let me make this clear. Missouri last season went out and got 2 G5 running backs, Nate Noel and Marcus Carroll. They were the Thunder and Lightning. You're going to have to duplicate that type of success if you want another potential 10-win season ahead. If you want to be considered a college football playoff dark horse. You got Bo Prabula, which is your starting quarterback, and you went out and you brought in Kevin Coleman, the wide receiver from Mississippi State, one of the more slept-on wide receivers. But as much as I love Roberts as potentially your new feature back, having a complementary piece, somebody that can be the lightning to Roberts' thunder, is second to none. It's essential. You want that out in Como because if you want pressure off of your quarterback and you want to open up the playbook more for Kirby Moore to get into his own element, this to me feels like a really interesting fit because if you already know that you have somebody waiting in the wings to become your RB1 and a guy that you believe can be a difference maker as an RB2. Now, the question is Roberts RB2 or is Makai Hughes RB2? And more importantly, why does it matter? 2 is better than 1. If one guy averages 145 yards for a game against Arkansas and the other one averages 135 yards a game against, Texas A&M, and you win both, doesn't that help your chances of going to the college football playoff? It just makes perfect sense. Another team that should be involved, I think Auburn. The guy is from the state of Alabama. We know that Alabama is going to have Jam Miller back next year. We know they went out and they brought in a couple of players that should benefit from being in Kalen DeBoer's system. Well, you just lost Jarquez Hunter. Hunter's going to go pro at the end of the year. How do you feel about your running back room right now? Because you got the quarterback, apparently, in Jackson Arnold. You went out and you added in some wide receivers. Eric Singleton will take over for the Keandre Lambert-Smith role. You also have some guys that you believe are going to take that next step forward. Cam Coleman, Malcolm Simmons, Perry Thompson. What do you think about the running back position? Because if you want to run the RPO extremely well for Hugh Freeze, you got to be able to have the R in RPO. Because you got the P with Jackson Arnold now, a passer. but you got to have that guy that can be the bell cow back. This is an offense that should predicate itself on having designed runs, whether it be with the quarterback, whether it be with the running back, whoever that may be. I think that when you look at Makai Hughes from a scheme fit standpoint, this is one of the better overall fits for him, because if he can win with either being a pass catcher, he can win with being an elusive playmaker in the open field. He's got that home run speed. And if you get the edge, he's off to the races and nobody's going to stop him. So why would you not want to go all in 2025? As we're already seeing for Auburn, they're making the necessary moves on offense to upgrade with play calling, to upgrade with personnel packages, to upgrade when it comes to the defense, to upgrade when it comes to the overall offensive personnel, whether it be on the line, at quarterback. Finish the job with a quality running back that you think is going to better your odds of making a run to the college football playoff. I've said time and time again, a team like Auburn has to follow the same mantra as Texas in year 3 underneath Steve Sarkisian, or Mario Cristobal in year 3 underneath him in Miami. That's what you're looking for going into the Plains for 2025. Makai Hughes is another proof of product that you're buying in, throwing your money where your mouth is, and competing for a spot in the CFP. I think that South Carolina has to be involved too. And the reason why? You got to be able to run the football. Mike Shula's offense is going to require two major things for a mobile quarterback to be successful. The number one is a secure blanket at tight end. You did that by adding in Jordan Dingle. You have to be able to run the football. When you look back at Shula's work when he was playing alongside with Cam Newton, they always had two running backs, D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. When they were able to run the football, it opened up the passing attack for Greg Olsen to run rampant. And then Steve Smith got involved. And that's what you want when it comes to this offense for the Norris Sellers. Adding more of a proof of concept. You already have two young running backs that you have a lot of faith in. But I want somebody with proven production. And the vibes right now in Cola are fantastic. How are you not looking at what is being built with the players that are buying in, saying that South Carolina is a team that you need to watch for moving forward? South Carolina is a team that you need to guarantee is going to be a formidable force in 2025. And you continue to double on down. You feel good about the wide receiver room. You feel good about the quarterback position. You feel good about the tight end room. All you're missing is that bell cow back to replace Rocket Sanders. And why can't Makai Hughes work there? If you were going to go after Justice Haynes, this is a guy with more proven experience and more consistency. He averaged over 100 yards per game and got you 11 touchdowns per season. Don't you want that in your backfield next year? Don't you feel like that would maybe benefit you more than anybody else? How do you not see that? In my opinion, this feels like the ultimate, we missed out on Justice Haynes. Here's a consolation prize to where actually it maybe is going to cost us a little bit less and we're going to benefit a little bit more. Final team is Tennessee. And the reason why is because Tennessee has got to be able to have a secondary runner. What happened in the college football playoff? This was an offense that was predicated on Dylan Sampson being that dude. And he was throughout the entire year. It's why he was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. And he deserved it. But the second that he got hurt with the hamstring injuries, the second that he wasn't able to run at full speed, well, the offense completely changed. The wide receivers were dropping balls. You weren't able to find any stability on the ground. And ultimately, you went up to Columbus and got your teeth kicked in. And people were laughing at the SEC saying that you didn't belong here. When in reality, you probably did, but you needed that secondary element. How do you feel about the running back room now with Dylan Sampson going pro? How do you feel about the progression of Nico Iamaleava going into next year? Do you think that he can handle more of a job, or does he need a secondary element, whether that be a good ground game, whether that be more consistency at tight end, whether that be on the outside with wide receiver? The best friend for a quarterback, besides a stellar defense to give him the football back and a stable offensive line, is having a run game that you can turn to. And make no mistake, as much as we talk about the up-tempo, go-go style, and the vertical spread of Josh Heupel's offense, they love to pound the rock. Look at the numbers based off of Dylan Sampson's production. It backs it up. And if you add in a guy like Makai Hughes, a 5'10" running back with good overall internal speed, north to south runner that can easily go east to west, has the physicality, over 3,000 total yards from scrimmage the last few years, a redshirt freshman All-American, 1,300 plus yards in year one. He was fantastic in every sense of the word. That is somebody that you need to put an emphasis on as a guy to target in the transfer portal. I'm telling you, if Tennessee was able to land Makai Hughes, there would be a huge surplus of volunteer fans saying, okay, we're in the right situation. let's run it back in 2025. But those are the teams I think are absolutely going to be in the running for a guy like Makai Hughes. Who do you think should go get the Green Wave running back? Like, review, hit subscribe down below. Follow us on the social channels, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at SEC Unfiltered. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson and check out all of our great work found at SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, folks, I am Cole Thompson. Somebody in the SEC is going to get RB1 right. Peace.